Welcome back to my top 100 video games list. If you haven't watched the past two entries, I highly recommend going back and getting caught up. This is my year-long project for YouTube to make shorts and tackle my top 100 games list. These are games that I enjoy playing and love, and it's certainly no greatest of all time list. Each game gets under a minute for me to explain why I love them. Today we'll be going through entries 80 through 71. So let's get started. I hope you guys all enjoy. Climbing up the flagpole and onto the list at number 80 spot is Nintendo's 2013 release, Super Mario 3D World. This game is designed really well, however it sits in this weird crossroads of not being a traditional 3D Mario game like Mario 64 and Galaxy, but it feels more like a 3D version of a 2D Mario game like World or New Super Mario Bros. That being said, it does take some things from the nearly decade-old New Super Mario Bros. Series by letting people play with their friends, and instead of two Toads, you get to play as Peach. Each character is inspired by their appearance in Super Mario Bros. 2. So Mario is normal, Luigi jumps a bit higher, Toad is faster, and Peach can float. The game is filled to the brim with the joys of the Mushroom Kingdom, whether that's 3D platforming, the music, it's all there. The game is a complete package. Overall, while this isn't the best 3D Mario experience, it's a really fun game, especially with friends, and I definitely recommend it. Spelunking its way onto the list is Mouse's 2012 release Spelunky. Spelunky is a roguelike 2D platformer. The goal of the game is simple: make it to the end and defeat the boss at the end. You must traverse 4 worlds with multiple levels, all of which are procedurally generated and have different themes. First, there's caves, then jungle caves, then ice caves, and sometimes ice caves with aliens, and after that an ancient temple which precedes the fittingly epic final boss, Olmec. The caves are dangerous, full of enemies, traps, and just all around hazardous conditions. Additionally, the game is full of fun little secrets, items, and even a secret level. While this game can be frustrating, taking the time to master it and play through it on co-op with friends is a rewarding experience, and it's a game that I will love and I'll never forget. Coming in at 78 is Sucker Punch's spin-off game Infamous First Light. The game follows Fetch, a character that was seen in Infamous Second Son. Fetch is a much more interesting character than Delson, and fleshing out her backstory in the smaller, shorter title was a great decision. She has neon powers which allow her to move fast, run up walls, and even shoot. The game features a full story that takes a look at Fetch's past, the DUP, and the game's antagonist, Augustine. The game also features these arena challenges, which are tons of fun and are the hardest part about platinuming the game, but they're so fun, so if you do enjoy the combat system, you will absolutely love this creative decision. If you're even somewhat interested in Infamous, this is a great jumping in point at a really low price point that I definitely recommend. Finding a spot on this list at the number 77 spot is Guerrilla Games' 2017 release Horizon Zero Dawn. The game follows our protagonist Aloy, who is forsaken by her tribe in this post-apocalyptic future where society has regressed but man's technological creations still roam the land. The game is a wonderful open 3D action-adventure game that's full of quests, missions, gear to collect, and giant robot dinosaurs to hunt. This game was fun, however my biggest critique lies in the traversal as it gets tiring running around everywhere, and even just on the back of animals. However, it's still a game that I recommend to most people, especially if they like 3D open world games, Western RPGs, and shooters. Also, giant robot dinosaurs. Howdy folks, moseying its way onto the list is Rockstar Games' 2018 release Red Dead Redemption 2. There isn't much that I can't say about this game that hasn't already been said. With a stunning open world that's diverse in its environments, gameplay that's enjoyable, and epic set pieces, all in combination with masterful storytelling and superb acting all around. So you're probably wondering, why is this game so low on the list if you feel that way? And the truth is, the game probably is a 10 out of 10, but it's just not my favorite experience. As to why, it's because it's a game with tons of stuff to do, but very little is required. I finished the main story, and honestly, I didn't care to play much more afterwards. It didn't leave me wanting more. Usually that's my sign for a good game. Besides, I usually just end up playing poker anyways.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Finding its way onto the list at spot number 75 is Sony Ben's 2011 PlayStation Vita release, Uncharted Golden Abyss. Uncharted Golden Abyss, while having to show off needless features of the Vita, is still an amazing title. It's exactly what you would expect from an Uncharted title. The difference is that it's on an amazing handheld instead of a console. Anyways, it's tons of fun. The story once again follows our hero Nathan Drake as he is sent on a quest to Central America to find an ancient city that I cannot pronounce. Really, it's more about graphics and gameplay here. It was a launch title on the PlayStation Vita and it was a technical showcase for the system, but I honestly hope it gets ported to PS5 in the future because it's such a fun and fantastic experience. It's really a shame that not everyone got to experience it. That being said, if you can get your hands on a Vita, this is definitely one of the best games I'd recommend for it. Wandering onto the 74th spot on my top 100 list is Fallout 4. While it is by no means a perfect game or even the best Fallout, it feels more modern than the two titles before it, and it gives a fun and interesting world to explore. I've been to Boston, in fact I've been there twice, and it's one of my favorite cities, mostly because it's filled with US history, and this game throws that right in your face with the Minutemen. Going to see post-apocalyptic versions of places I've been to definitely helped, but I still enjoy the combat, the world, the side quests within, even if the main questline is subpar. But I can't lie, I had a ton of fun in this game, and I definitely recommend it, especially if you're looking for a game that you want to sink a lot of time into. Coming in at the number 73 spot is Volition's 2008 release, Saints Row 2. Saints Row 2 proves that even if a game looks like it's a generation behind, that if you focus on the actual selling point of the game, you can make it work. And what is this selling point? This is exactly when Saints Row realized that it had to be a little over the top. Just a little more ridiculous, just to keep things going. They differentiate themselves fantastically here. Every single aspect of the game is over the top. There are missions with zombies, there are missions where you drive a septic truck and spray people with shit. Even the main plotline has you fighting a gang that uses katanas, only to later end up fighting a security firm. In short, this game is all about being ridiculous, and it pulls it off tremendously well. This game may be a little bit painful for some people to go back to, but if you did put up with the old Grand Theft Autos prior to 5, you'll definitely enjoy this. Shooting its way onto the list, the number 72 spot is Call of Duty World at War. For me, this is my first proper introduction to Call of Duty. To this day, this game in every aspect has been an unforgettable experience, everything from the opening scene on the Japanese island to the grand finale of planting the Soviet flag atop of Reichstag. As for going back to play the game now, I still recommend it. The game of course focuses on the Allies' perspective, but what stands out is how different these two stories are from each other, particularly the various ways that the Japanese use guerrilla warfare tactics. This is implemented into the gameplay and it does a tremendous job of subverting your expectations of the normal run and gun formula. However, on the Soviet front, the focus is more on increased brutality and the vengeance of the Soviets that showed the German army. As you go through, you realize the Red Army grows tired and disgusted of the Nazis and their atrocities. That being said, if you like Call of Duty and you have not played it, please go give this game a try. Even if this isn't up your alley, this was my introduction and it's enough to keep me interested to at least look at Call of Duty every year, even if I don't buy it. Skating into the number 71 spot on the list is Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is one of the best sports games, especially one of the best non-simulator sports games. Tony Hawk's Underground searched to tell a narrative that was over the top and ridiculous. However, its sequel didn't back down, but instead doubled down by taking a world destruction tour for two team captains, the friendly and brand safe Tony Hawk against the world-class jackass himself, Bam Margera. This game is very much a product of the time, but it's such a gem. The gameplay of course further improves upon the previous iterations with fantastic locales from all across the world. If you somehow haven't played this game and you're looking for a ridiculous, goofy, and immature experience with fantastic gameplay, this game is exactly that, and I can't recommend it enough.